Well, happy Friday once again to one and all at 7:24 on a Friday. Beautiful morning, kind of an extension of the last couple of days. Could be some raindrops in the afternoon and the evening hours, but enjoy this first part of the day as we roll into the weekend together. And Friday mornings around this time always mean time for one of our favorite features in the WFRN family. It's Triple P with Emily this morning, filling in for Trisha.
Good morning, Emily.
Emily Herriott, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. It's good to be here with you guys today.
Good to be here. Good to have you here. And we know that Trisha is on a well-deserved vacation.
Yes, she is.
Possibly riding on roller coasters right now.
Possibly,
That's
which
what we
is
heard.
perfect because of today's topic, which we'll get to in just a minute. But
Yeah,
they might be related for some of us.
Well, before we get into the roller coaster related topic, I know we have a winner that you have to announce that we can congratulate.
Yes, Valerie sent in a question, and we've just posted her response. Her last name is Clason, Clausen or Classen. Clason. Valerie, you have won, and we are switching things up a little bit.
Yes.
Valerie has now won a $50 gift card to Perkins.
Okay.
All right.
So thank you, Perkins Restaurant
thanks,
and
Perkins.
Bakery, both at the, the original Elkhart exit, north side of Elkhart, and also the Notre Dame exit
Exactly.
in St. Joe County. So thank you, Perkins. Great place to go. Okay. Now, Valerie, we're with Emily. Valerie won her $50 Perkins gift certificate by emailing a question to info@triplelkartcounty.org, or she may have gone to your Facebook page.
She actually came to our Facebook
she
page,
did.
but
Awesome.
either way works, and we just love getting your questions and knowing what concerns parents have out there in the community. So keep those coming, please.
So back to roller coasters, and I was afraid of roller coasters as a kid. At least I didn't like them, and I had nothing to do with them. And it's a long story, but I got into roller coasters in college enough to ride them with confidence. But as a kid, it was rough.
Mm-hmm. For sure, yeah. So having fears about different things as we're growing up is very normal. They come and they go. There's all kinds of fears that kids have. Sometimes they're worried that there might be a war. They're worried that there might be a fire, that someone's going to break into their house. This is all pretty common. So
Spiders.
I thought spiders are big. Both my boys have issues with spiders. Yeah.
I bet there's a bunch of young kids right now who don't have the context or the framework of knowledge that they get when they get older. That lava might come if they see lava on the news.
Right. Yeah, and you're
Not
right.
realizing that's just on islands way out in the Pacific.
You have to have a volcano.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you have to live near a volcano.
Right, especially when we have the news on, the radio on, that kind of thing, and we're hearing about all the things going on in the world. We can think that they're going to happen to us.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep.
So today, what I thought we would specifically focus on with fears, or those fears that kids have, is they're thinking about transitioning from one school to another.
Change is hard.
Absolutely. So preschoolers going into kindergarten, elementary school age kids going to middle school, and middle schoolers going into high school.
Boy, Emily, what a double whammy changes. I mean, you've got the loss, the goodbyes, and then you've got the unknowns, the fears. You got both ends.
That's right. Absolutely.
Especially for kids.
Especially for kids. And a lot of times I think when our kids are struggling with making one of these transitions, we maybe think we shouldn't talk a lot about it. But actually, that's really the thing that we want to do. We want to get things out into the open, ask our kids how they're feeling, try to get them to share about those fears. And it's really great to share about our own fears as well from a similar age, especially if we have some success stories to share.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good thought. So basically, don't do the classic guy solution. Do the classic lady solution. Talk about it.
Absolutely.
Ask them. Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
And any other thoughts on that? Because this is good. This is great. Helping our kids deal with fears. Specifically, again, as we're beginning summer vacation.
Right.
Some families looking for a new school system in the fall.
Exactly. So get it out there, talk about it. And specifically, again, when we're thinking about kids transitioning from one school to another, a lot of schools already have orientations that happen. So for kids who are going to middle school, hopefully they've already had an opportunity to go to that middle school. If they haven't, find a time to go during the summer. We've got a couple months off where you can drop in at the middle school, pick up a packet, kind of check things out.
I remember, you're reminding me, Emily, of when I went from grade school to what we used to call junior high school. I think middle school is a lot more prevalent now, but even though I was the tallest kid, I mean, I was really tall for my age. I was probably taller. I was going to where the 7th and 8th graders were, and I was probably taller than almost all the 8th graders, and I did really well in school. I still remember the stress, the anxiety, and trying to buck myself up for that, you know?
Exactly.
all the new kids and older kids, and
Yeah, so it's very common for our kids to experience this kind of thing. The other thing that often happens with fears, we tend to have parents who, again, don't really want to talk about it because they think maybe it's going to make their child more fearful, or they think, oh, it's just a stage.
let's
that they're
just
going
stay
through.
positive and
Maybe not really address it. But the truth is we do want to address fears gradually. And then we also have that camp of parents who are like, my child is fearful about this thing. I'm just going to immerse them in it. They're scared of dogs.
Right.
Go pet the
Don't
dog.
want to swim? Throw them in the lake.
Exactly.
I was going to ask, like, what is a good way to show an example of facing fears? Because the easiest thing to do with fear is just to not go there.
Exactly.
And just to be totally, I mean, fear paralyzes you. It makes you not act. Like, what's a good way to act in facing a fear?
Exactly. So you want to face it gradually. So again, starting to talk about it, that's a real nice way to kind of gradually move into it. If we're talking about school, maybe find a kid in your neighborhood who's a little bit older than your child is, have them have a conversation. Again, maybe going and visiting the school. Those are gradual ways to do it. Think about a kid who's really nervous in June about starting middle school and they don't have any conversations about it. They don't get to go visit the campus. They're going to feel real differently about their experience than a kid who actually gets to talk more about it. Maybe gets to go to the school a couple times ahead of time. So that's the more gradual way to work at this.
Yes. So most kids, they work through this. It's a growing experience, and these are great tips to be with them as they go through this. Occasionally, children maybe latch onto fears at some point. I mean, we of course we all know prayer is a great thing, but what should parents consider can they get a hold of Triple P?
Yeah, so definitely.
If they need advice?
Yeah, I would say if after today, some of the strategies that we're talking about don't really get your child through the fear, and the fear keeps growing and maybe really impedes them doing things that they need to do, you might want to seek professional guidance. So you could start with us, and then we could help you figure some things out. If that doesn't work, it's always good to go see a therapist or psychologist, something like that.
Okay.
So something key that I was thinking about is, what if you and your child share a fear?
Yeah.
Like, what if you
That's
are
an
not really
interesting thought.
capable of leading your child through this because you're also afraid of the same thing?
Yeah, and that is real life, isn't it? Because ideally, we're going to model for our children how to face fears, but if we're all scared of spiders, then we're going to have a hard time working through that. In that case, I would say bring someone in who can help
Just
model.
put the house up for sale and put the spiders on the seller's disclosure.
Exactly.
You could fake not being afraid of spiders.
You could.
Pretend to not be afraid of spiders.
You could try doing that.
I mean, easier
Maybe
said
bring
than done.
someone in who could help you out with that. Someone who
Yeah.
maybe has overcome their fear
Yeah.
of spiders or that kind of thing. But you are right. The things that we are fearful of, that we show our kids we're fearful of, they're going to be more likely to be scared of those things as well.
Okay, interesting stuff. Hey, for more insights, advice, perspective on great raising of children, we're WFRN is very blessed to be part of what Triple P is doing, to help get the word out. We love working with them. They really have a heart for parents and children, and they've got a really neat team there at staff, and they love helping people. To find out more, go to trippleplelkhartcounty.org, where you'll also find information on live events all the time that are free admission.
All the time. So in June, Trisha's actually going to be facilitating seminars on Monday nights at First Presbyterian Church on Beardsley and Elkhart. Or in July, we also have a series of workshops about real specific issues like managing aggression or dealing with disobedience. So like you guys said, go to our website. All those events are listed. You can register right there.
Okay, trippleplelkhartcounty.org. Emily, thank
Thanks,
you so
Emily.
much.